All right, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Sent out an email to several thousand people from our Music Academy on YouTube and, of course, on our email list. So, welcome. And what I thought we would do on this Friday afternoon is just go through a couple simple concepts to help you guys with practicing. So, the idea of the 20 tips course was when you don't have a lot of time to practice, what do you do? So, these 20 tips are going to help you get focused. And we're just going to go through a couple of them today. So, the one I was just playing is the C6 lick. And according to the thumbnail, it's the lick that started it all. And I'm actually going to play a couple of those. So, from my YouTube channel, which now has 15,000 plus people, this one was the first one. This idea of using the triad to the 4 chord and then the 7. And that one video helped us get to over 1 million views, which is not that big of a deal other than it definitely resonated with a few people, including me. And I'm going to show you that lick in all keys. And the other one is this C6 lick that we started. This is such a nice lick because it outlines the C minor major third. The 5th note, the 6th note is a really important note of the blues and C. And we'll talk about that. Why does this lick work so well? And also how you can use the 6th note in your practice time to really sound good. So let me go ahead and just pull up the chat in case a few of you are watching this video. And if you have any questions or just want to say hello, that's awesome as well. Okay, so let's dig into the way we're going to practice this. So the first thing is I do encourage you guys to use a timer if you can do that. I usually set one up. And as part of the course, that's what I teach is you have these short little phrases. So whether or not you get this course or not, that's not the goal of this lesson. It's just to show you that we are often overwhelmed with our practice. There's so many licks, courses, patterns, ideas out there, and we want to focus on small amounts of material and decide. You say you don't have a lot of time to practice. Well, turn on a timer and let's see how much time you can, or how much you can get done in a short amount of time, and then keep up with that. Hey, Vicky, good to see you as always. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is the C6 lick. And I'm going to show you two different ways. The left hand, you can either do the quarter note bass line. It's sort of our beginning intro boogie woogie kind of thing. It's just root 5th to root 6. And I like the fingering 5-2 to 5-1. And just practice that. Or you can use the trio voicing, which we will go ahead, since we've done this a lot, let's go ahead and do this voicing that we use a lot in our academy, 3 flat 7 9 of a C scale. So whenever you're building your chords, you think of that major scale. So C, D, E, the 3rd note to the flat 7 and to the 9. In our right hand, we're going to play the C6 lick. So that's the notes 1, 3, and 5 of the C major scale, adding the 6th note and adding the octave on top. And all you're doing is getting used to minor third to major third, sliding your index finger. Okay, that's the voicing, or you could use that voicing right there. And let me go ahead and turn on at least the metronome. Let's go ahead and do that. So we have the metronome on. We'll just have that loop. And 4. Another thing you can do at the top of this is you can actually play 5, 4. You'll hear me do that sometime. And all I'm doing is outlining the 6th note, the 5th note. But da 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 bam bam. Let me turn the metronome up just a little bit. Feels a little slow to me. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. A couple of things you can do with that. If I do my left hand rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. The and of 2, 2, 3, 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I could go up to the top, but I could also go up to the flat 7. That's another thing to do that's really nice. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4. F. G, F, C, and then G again. Okay, what did I do there? I just went up to the E flat. So if we're doing a C blues scale, C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, C, when you take your octave, you can go up to that minor third to get a little of that tension. All right, let's go ahead and mix it up just a little bit by going to the other lick, the one that actually started it all, this minor third to major third, then the C chord and the F chord in second inversion, and then up to the C7. Let's do that, and then we'll combine those. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, C, G, So I have students that will take the morning, they start to practice, and all they do is this one lick to warm up the fingers, because you're really working all the fingers, and it's a great sounding lick, but it's also a great way to warm up your fingers. So as I'm playing this, maybe I don't want to go all the way up to the top. Maybe I just want to go up a couple of notes. Now let me combine those two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's me adding those two together. Now let me stop the metronome for just a second and talk about another really important thing, is this idea of using the sixth note. So as I played this C6 idea, and all of those notes work and sound great over the C chord, also we often do licks, especially in Blues Volume 1, that comes right out of that sixth note, which is such an important note in the blues scale of playing the blues. That is one particular blues scale, but not the minor blues scale. But the sixth note is an important part of the Mixolydian scale for C, but that A note is really important. Now specifically, how it really is helpful is that know that at iMusic Academy we had the shape 1. The shape 1 is just the first 5 notes of the blues scale: C, E flat, F, F sharp, and G. And you know that all of those notes are going to work no matter what I do. So here we go. Even when I go to F. So even when I'm doing those first 5 notes, if I take that first pattern and I go down 3 half steps, now I had the same blues scale, the A minor blues scale, and I use the first 4 notes over the C blues. That's the trick. C, down 3 half steps, and now you have the A blues scale. So you have this. I could go C6 lick, but Another thing that you'll hear me do often is when we have some fillers, some space to fill some things, the blues scale is a great thing to do. And to play the descending blues scale, just do 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in all of the courses, we talk about how you use the fourth finger of the C blues scale to really use it as a transition finger. If I get to that F sharp with my fourth finger, it really helps me know where I am. So right here, I'm in the bottom shape. And if I go up to the top half of the blues scale, that's also really important. And most of these things are covered in the course. If anybody wants that new resource, I did put it on sale. I'm not here to sell that. If you feel like I feel like it's a really great course and it's helping a lot of people. But this course is just about, or this lesson today is just about getting you guys to be motivated. If you want that resource, it's in the store. There's a link to it in this video. I hope that you want to get it and support what we're doing here. But the main thing is I want you to practice, get the most out of your practicing, and really enjoy what you're practicing. Okay, so a couple more things we're going to do is I already showed you this, and then I also showed you how we're going to do that example right there, and then you can take the first 5 notes of the blues scale, which work great, and then I said you can go down 3 half steps and play the A blues scale. The next thing we're going to add to this is we're going to turn on the track for a second, and then we're going to transpose all of those ideas. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me turn off the metronome, and I'll start this click. Here we go. Start it over. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 and 4. On purpose, I'm focusing on something just skipped for a second. I don't even know what happened there. Let's do that again. So as we're going through this, I'm focusing on certain ideas. A blues scale. Something is going on with this track. What in the world? Hey, we're gonna have to have a do-over on that. Let's skip down here. By the way, there is a blues shuffle, a C blues backing track on YouTube that actually is correct. At iMusic Academy, just do C shuffle blues, and I think there might be a link to it in the description here. But I'm actually using this through software. Okay, there it is. Listen to that glitch. Here it goes. Okay, let me stop this for just a second. So a couple of things that I was doing is when I played the C6 lick, and I was just focusing on that one lick, and then occasionally I would do the other lick that started it all. And then I would play just notes from the blues scale. We talked about how important it is to make sure you have the octave, the span of the octave, and occasionally I just want to play those blues scale notes as nice little filler notes. I did one additional thing that is from Blues Volume 10. Sorry, Blues Volume 1, Example 10, I think. And it just goes up from the 9th up to the 3rd. So it's really just walking up to the 3rd, up to the root. And you end on the flat 7 and 5. That's a really important lick to get under your fingers. And then it works great over all of those chords. So over C, you do 3 up to the root. And then on F, flat 7 and 5 of F, and on G, and again, you can always play that C blues scale to help transition. Okay, we're gonna move into something a little bit different. We're gonna take these ideas through all of the keys. I think it's another way of doing really focused practice by transposing in all keys. Let me pull up the chat just to make sure we're good there. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn on the click, and we'll go through how you transpose these. So as I often say, you're usually a fingering or two away from being able to play in all keys. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you, of course, you have your root 5th, root 6th that you can play in all keys. That's pretty easy. The fingering is going to be the same in all the bass lines. And let's go ahead and do these left-hand voicings that are really important. So as I play this note, this fingering right here, 3, flat 7, 9 of a C scale, that is my grip. That is the shape, the span that I'm going to use. So as I go into different keys, I'm keeping that shape. And I hardly have to change the shape. I'm just going to different notes. But as I go to different notes, I'm thinking of that major scale. So I'm thinking about C here, and I have this sound. And then as I go up to D flat, I'm thinking of the 3rd note of D flat, the flat 7, and the 9. That's really important. So let's go ahead and start this on C first. So in C you have 3, flat 7, 9. That's our voicing. That's our formula in terms of numbers going left to right. 3 of a C scale, flat 7, and 9. And here's the lick. Now fingers 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to go up a half step. Now I'm in D flat. I'm doing 3, flat 7, 9. And I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 5 on the top. So watch this. I'm 5 and 5. But more importantly, I'm up into the keys. I'm hammering on the minor third to major third. So here I slide off. Here I hammer on. 4, 5, and root. So I'm all the way up into the keys. And you would want to practice that. That's a great practice strategy, just to say, all right, I'm going to start here in C, go up a half step. And that's not an easy one to do. That takes a little bit of time. And I still practice that one all the time. In fact, a lot of the sharp keys that you're normally not used to practicing, it's a good habit to get into of practicing hammering onto that minor third to major third. It's easy in the flat keys, right? You just slide off super easy. But on E major, you have to hammer on that minor third to major third. All right, so let's go up and I'll say either fingering 1, or the hammer-on fingering is fingering 2, where you do 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here we go. C is a slide key. We'll do 4 of those. Now we're going to go up a half step. Now we're in D flat. 3, flat 7, 9 of D flat. I'm up into the keys. So do that 4 times. 1. Let me do that one again. All right, let's go up another half step. Now we're at 3, flat 7, 9 of D major. And notice I have to hammer on that minor third to major third. So this is fingering 2. All right, back to fingering 1, a slide key. 3, flat 7, and 9 of E flat. E major, we're going to hammer on, fingering 2, that minor third to major third. On this one, you can either go 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, or you can do 4, 5. All right, now when we get to F, this is really important. It's a slide key, so super easy for us. But instead of doing an F9, 3, flat 7, 9 of an F scale, we're going to do a 13 chord. Flat 7 of an F scale, 3 and 13, and we'll bring it down an octave. The reason we're doing that is because as we start to get up here, it gets a little bit high and thin sounding the higher we get in our left hand. So we're going to go down low to an F13, flat 7 of an F scale, 3 and 13 of an F scale, because that's a really rich area of the piano. It's not too high and it's not too low. It's starting to get low, but it's not too low for this. So here we go. Now let's go up to F sharp, and I'm doing flat 7, 3, and 13, and I'm up into the keys, hammering on the second fingering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now G major, easy slide key, and I'm doing a G13. A flat, up into the keys. I'm using finger 2. I'm hammering on the minor third to major third with an A flat 13. Now A 13, and I'm up into the keys a little bit, but the main thing is hammering on that major third. All right, now we have B flat, easy slide key for a B flat 13, flat 7, 3 and 13 of a B flat. B major. I could go down here if I wanted to for a B flat 9, but we'll just stay here for now. And C major again. Let's go ahead and go down and do that B9. So B9, you take a B major scale and do 3, flat 7, 9. So as we go through this, you'll start to notice there are certain voicings I prefer to go lower or higher depending on making sure my voicings are not too high or too low. Too high where they sound thin or get in the way of my solo, or too low where it sounds muddy. So let's turn on the metronome now and let's have some fun with this practice time. Here we go. 3, 4. C major first, 2 and 3 and 4. D flat. D major. E flat. E major. F major with my 13th voicing, F sharp. G, G13. A flat. A major. B flat. And B major. And back to C. Okay, let me check on the chat really quickly and let's keep going. Now we're doing the next thing, which is really important. Now what we're going to do is do the first lick that started it all. And all we're going to do is take our C major, minor third to major third, and I use the fingering 2, 3 to 1, 2, 4, and 3, 5. Here we go. Okay, so for D flat though, I have to hammer on. This is a little bit tricky, but you get up into the keys. 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. D major, you have to hammer on the minor third to major third, and you can visualize that triad, D major. And E flat is a slide key. E major is a hammer on, so you have to hammer on that minor third, 2, 3, 4. F major is going to be a slide key, and I'm using F13 in my left hand. F sharp major, we get up into the keys. Now watch this one. Hammering on minor third to major third, 2, 3, 2, 4. So now let's do G, slide key. A flat, I have to get up into the keys and hammer on that minor third to major third. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. A major, I'm going to have to slide on. Hammer on. And B flat is a slide key. B major's hammer on. Let's try that, all of them. C major, here we go. We'll do 4 of those. Stay with me. Up a half step, D flat. Hammer on. D major, hammer on. E flat, slide. E major, hammer on key. F major, slide key. F sharp, hammer on. And G major, slide. Up into the keys for A flat. Hammer on. A major is a hammer on. B flat, slide. B major is a hammer on. Hammering on that minor third to major third. Now back to C, and we'll play the whole blues. G. How about blues scale? All right, you get the idea. Now that was a really good focused practice in my opinion. We decided what we were going to do, or at least I kind of decided for us, but it's really important that we just said we're going to either do this or we're going to do this right here. And as you're doing this, there's one little approach I like to tell my more beginning students is that yes, work on this all day long. If you get the slide key down, it's a really big win there. But sometimes I like to do the up-down approach. And the up-down approach is very much like it says. I do a C octave, and then I'm going to go up to D flat and play something, the same exact thing, but up a half step. And then I can always go back and should go back to my comfort thing of C sliding, and then maybe go down a half step. And say, all right, that's a B, that's a hammer-on key. Same thing with this lick right here. I'm used to sliding there, but then I'm going to practice hammering on D flat. And then I go down to, back to C, and then down to B. Same thing, practice that hammer-on. And if you can play a slide, all the slide keys, it's the exact same fingering, and the hammer-on fingering is the exact same on all the ones that require the hammer-on fingering. It's just 2-3, minor third to major third. So this, D flat, 2-3. Okay, the only other thing we're going to add to this, actually two other quick things, and the first one is this. Remember this idea. If you start on the second note, go chromatically up to the third, and then the root, and then you end. Let me do that very slowly. And I end on the flat 7 and 5. That's a great thing to practice in all keys. And let me do that again. So we're here. And if I go around in fourths, I would go here. And I had to go up to the 4 up to the root. So B flat. And then E flat. Sorry, E flat. My brain's going. All right, let me try that again. The most important thing as I'm melting here is that the fingering is exactly the same all the way through. 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2 1 5 4. Same thing. 1 5 1 2 1 5. Let me do that again. So now I'm here. Now I'm going to have to force myself to do this. And then D flat. And then G flat. And then B. And then E. And then where am I next? A. And then D. All right, now, what am I doing here? I'm trying to figure out what in the world I'm supposed to do, and what I was missing is going to the flat 7 the second time, and then to the 6 and chromatic down. So if I was going to practice and work on that, that's exactly what I'd do. I'd say, all right, timer's at 6 minutes. And I hope that you guys could see my timer. I put that in there for a reason, is because this is the way I usually set my timers for. Wait, hold on, that's not the way I wanted to do it. Okay, so I usually set my timers for 6 minutes, and that gives me 1 minute to decide what I'm going to practice, and then I would move on. So I'm set up, so I'm going to go ahead and practice this, and we're going to do this in real time. So whatever I have trouble with, I'm going to do the same thing. You can see the timer, very good. Okay, so the first one is C. Root up, third up to the root, chromatically down, and then up to the flat 7. Okay, that was no problem at all. And then I'm going around the cycle, so now I do the third up the root on F. No problem there. B flat, same thing. Flat 7. E flat. That was the first one I had a problem with, because I wasn't going to the 6th. And then here's what I'll do. I'll put it in order. I say just practice this. And normally I would practice this a lot slower, or should practice this a lot slower. Okay, so we have that. Now I'm going around the cycle. A flat 13. Practice that. Now maybe I'll put it. And then F. B flat. E flat. A flat. And then we're at D flat. Same thing, I have to go down here. Flat 7, 6. I'm using the same fingering though. G flat. So let me rewind that. A flat, D flat, G flat. All right, B. Let's do that a little bit more. All right, let's do a rewind on that. Sorry. And E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and B, and then E, then A, and then G. Let's see, so I still have 2 minutes and 31 seconds to complete this idea of practicing this. Oh, let me show you another thing. Well, I still have a little more time. Then I have one more little trick based on this idea. All right, so here we go. F, C, A, F, B flat, E flat. All right, that was 5 minutes. It seemed like an eternity practicing that. But one thing I'll tell you is this. It's good to take breaks, which normally I would probably do after I practice as long as I have, especially if your mind kind of gets cloudy like for me. I was kind of feeling an overload, but I thought it was a good example to kind of push through. But here's what I wanted to show you guys. If I do this in the key of C, and I play this 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2 1 5 4, and then I end on the flat 7 and 5. Watch this. Instead of stopping there, I'm going to cross over a whole step. I think this is in Blues Volume 4, going all the way up and down. Isn't that a fun idea? 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2 1 5. So I got to start up here. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn this on. I'm not going to practice for 5 minutes, but I'm just going to show you. Let's do 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Two minutes, and I got all of that done by just practicing or turning on my timer. So if I didn't have my timer and I wasn't really focused in on what I was doing at all, then you could just go from one thing to the next and really not feel motivated. But whenever you take a break and go back to something, it should feel a little bit easier after you've kind of cleared your mind. So the last thing I'm going to show you for today, and I know this has been a long extended lesson on purpose, is this idea of the first 5 notes of the blues scale. We already know that we can do those first 5 notes, and even automatic pilot as you start out. Right, go up and down, and whatever blues you're in, you know, you go down 3 half steps. So I encourage you to practice on whatever key you're in C, and mess around with all of those. And you also have down here, you have the A blues scale. But here's the other thing I was going to show you, is the top half of the blues scale. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 1, and now I'm at the top half, and all of those notes work. Okay, if you had that idea as one thing, you could take that one shape and put that in all keys. And the very last one I'm going to show you is the idea of something we've been doing recently, the flat 7. If you're ever not feeling bluesy, start on the flat 7 or whatever scale you're in, or whatever key you're in, ba-da-da-da, then minor third to major third. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. When I go to F, flat 7 of F, and flat 7 of G. Okay, let me wind up by, I'm going to practice everything, but while we're doing that, let's do a quick, we'll turn on the track and then do a quick review of some of these. And then we'll do one other quick thing and call it a day. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, something's glitching on that. That's so weird. I don't remember that glitching before. Oh, all right. I know what happened. So this whole time it's been on a loop. That's why it's been doing that. All right, it will not glitch this next time. 2, 1, 2, 3. A blues scale. G. Blues scale. Third up to the root. Scale. Flat 7. Blues scale. All right, now let me just stop that for a minute. And remember that you could take the first 5 notes and turn that around different ways, or down here, A blues scale, same thing. All right, I'm going to do the same thing I'm going to ask you guys to do. Whatever you, if you have the book, and several of you guys have the book, pick 1 2-measure phrase. It could be the Ray Charles ideas, it could be the C6 lick, any of these, and decide, all right, I'm going to practice X amount, like 5 minutes. Turn on your timer and see what you can get done. And whatever you struggle with, maybe you're practicing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my timer. I'm going to put it on 5 minutes. And I'm going to do one more time, one more focused practice session of me. Let me see if I can get this to work right. I'm going to add my extra minute and go with it. Let me turn on my, I think I turned on my metronome. And I'm going to practice on what I struggled with. And if you're in the chat, you want to say hello, it'd be awesome to hear from you guys. And let me know what you're practicing. And if anybody wants that resource, I promise you it will be worth it to you. There are 20 different licks and 2-measure phrases, some of them a little bit longer, but they're all of this style of practicing, and it's an entire video course. It's video and sheet music on every example, so it's very thorough, show you exactly how to play everything. All right, here we go. So I'm about to get to my 5-minute thing, and I'm going to practice the same way as we end this, the way that I tell you to practice, is with a timer and one little specific idea. And then once I do that, I say, all right, this is what I practiced today, and start to keep a log. And what it'll do is it'll motivate you to want to get better and to really still enjoy focused practice. And I think you'll get a lot done. All right, here we go. So in order for me to get this idea really like I want, I have to remember that I'm going down and I end with the flat 7 and the 5. But from a visual standpoint, I go root, third up to the root, and then the 9 and flat 7. But then it's 6 chromatically down to the 5th. And then I'm going to go to F and do the same thing. Third up to the root, flat 7, chromatically down to 5th and flat 7. And then maybe I'll put those together. And then F. Okay, that feels pretty good. Now B flat, third up to the root. Again. Visualize getting up to the root, flat 7, 6, and in flat 7 and 5th. Put those together. F, B flat, and E flat, A flat. Okay, let's do that again. B flat, E flat, A flat. Now what's after A flat? D flat. Same thing. Maybe put those together. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Then I go to G flat. Let's practice that one. All right, let's try to put those together. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, and then D flat, G flat, and B. Let's practice this one. Sorry. Flat 7. And go ahead and work that since I missed that one. Let's try to put those together. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B. All right, now we're at E. Let's try to put those together. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A. Let's do D and B, G. Let's try all of them. We have 1:18. We got to knock this out. F, B flat, E flat, A flat. Let's do that again. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A. Ah! Again. D flat. I'm losing it. I'm going to have to go another minute. I will not. I will not. Now, imagine how much practice, like for me, I just got done by doing that. Like, that is so focused practice, even if it's not my ultimate desired results. I'm still getting a lot done. And really, we're talking about that was 5 extra minutes. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B. Kind of glitch there. Let me try that again. F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. Again. B flat, E flat, A flat. Should I give up? Let me see if Vicky's still here. What's up? Hey, man. That's funny. What's up, brother? You know I will. You know I can't give up. So we're in the presence of a great man right here with Felipe Coelho, one of my best friends in the world. And probably he's in the elite category when it comes to guitar players. And so, Felipe, when you're going through stuff and you're having trouble, what do you think is the best way to get it? I think I know what the answer is, but what I want to hear from you is if you're struggling with something, what is the way that you often get it? I know there are a million different answers to that. F, B flat, E flat. Yeah, well, yes, that's right. Slow it down, and then sometimes maybe taking a break. All right, so let's try it very slowly. And in the meantime, I have to ask you this because you have a big orchestra concert. Is it this weekend? Is it tonight, tomorrow night? Or did you already have your concert? All right, here we go. I'm going to slow this down like my boss said to do. And then F. And B flat. And E flat. A flat. D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, and G. There it is. Awesome. All right, we got it that time. So I did what Felipe said and practiced it slow and straight. All right, so awesome, man. Yeah, well, hey, good luck at your concert. I wish there was a way to tune in, but I know you just have to buy a ticket and go visit you, get on a plane and go see you. But man, congratulations. I know it's not online. Congratulations with all your hard work, and I've loved your lives of where you've been showing everybody about your process of working with the orchestra and everything. Guys, go, Felipe, will you type in your channel? Can you put a link in the chat really quickly? So Felipe Coelho is literally unbelievable, world-class, elite, top performer, and even better guy. I could look it up really quickly, but it'd be easy if you just type it in. Go subscribe to his channel. You will not be disappointed. We actually have a lot of guitar players at iMusic Academy. All right, so I'm going to, while somebody is typing that in and putting his channel so you guys can get that, is I'm going to do a quick recap of just a couple of very simple things to practice. So you're either doing this, and Felipe's son's playing some blues now and some jazz, right? You have a piano player in the family. So this C6 lick is a great one. It's minor third to major third. And you use this little 3-note voicing. So your 5 minutes to practice, this is a great one. And you can do the 6-5 if you want. And then if you go up a half step, now you're hammering on those notes. So you're either doing a slide key or a hammer-on key. Get up into the keys and get that. And that takes you through all the keys. For this simple exercise right here, if you play this, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro. If you were to play this idea on a gig, people would resonate with that idea. So then you put those two together. And all I did there is just played with my octaves. You could play the C blues scale. All right, that's 2 ideas. If you had 5 minutes and you wanted to practice that, that same fingering works for C, F, and G. And then if you go up a half step, now you're hammering on that minor third to major third. So there's the second fingering that's going to take you into all keys. The other thing we did is we said you can play the first 5 notes of the blues scale, so you hear me all the time. And Felipe, I have something for your son too. I want you to get your son these patterns. So if you take the first 5 notes of the blues scale, and you know that all the notes are going to work. It doesn't matter if I'm playing blues, jazz, whatever. I could do this. I could go da 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 da. And then the trick is to take this 5-note pattern, which we call automatic pilot if you go up and go down 3 half steps, and now you have the first 4 notes of the A blues scale. Now you have this sound. And as a little bonus, you could say, all right, here's my triad. How about 2, 3, 5 as a little blues type thing? Beginners love this right here. And all I'm doing is taking a C triad and do minor third to major third. Okay, so more about that in those beginning patterns. You guys know I send those out. Thank you very much, Felipe and Vicky as well. All right, so you're going to put all those things together, and the very last thing that I'm going to tell you is this idea that I just threw in today is adding this idea that the third up to the root, 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2 1 5 4 3. Oh, sorry, it's you end on the 5th and the flat 7 and 5th. A great ear training example for all keys, which I demonstrated very poorly a little while ago. Felipe, don't worry, we'll be doing that for Christmas coming up. I love that. So you probably play that on guitar, knowing you. Is that it? And then, which actually, yeah, not both hands. Hey, so even the idea of that, it's the same thing. It's this idea of yeah, yeah, that's a fun one. And at the end it goes dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so fun facts for you guys is that I have a couple other channels, and one of the things, hold on a second. Okay, I will check him out. I started a new gospel channel on a new gospel series on one of my channels. Felipe would get mad at me if I told him one of the channels that I've been doing over the past year or two that I actually think you'll really like, Felipe. Should I tell him? So if you guys go to Jazz Piano Studio, you'll see a whole different world of what I've been doing for the last year and a half. Jazz Piano Studio on Instagram. And I'm constantly doing like blues, jazz tips, voicings, all kinds of different ideas. But I think you guys will find that very interesting. I will check out his stuff. Hey, Felipe, let me wrap this up by just saying how proud I am of you and all that you're doing. Yeah, man. Awesome. I can't wait to hear about your thing. But this guy, y'all need to follow him. He's out of this world, amazing, and he plays a seven-string guitar. Which, when he teaches the lessons, he just tells you to ignore that one string. Oh, I'm nice, but I'm a serious nice. You're amazing. All right, guys. So you guys, if anybody follows me on the Jazz Piano Studio, you'll find some really cool, interesting jazz things. I post on there every day, and I really haven't gone too public of that on this channel. This is iMusic Academy, but even Jazz Piano Studio, all of my things are branded iMusic Academy. So, Felipe, good luck with everything. Have fun at your gig and have fun with your fam. And I want to get together with you this next week and get your son set up with some fun little blues resources that I think he'll be very happy with. All right, Vicky, good to see you and all of my iMusic Academy family. You guys are awesome. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Dang, 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 dang. Yes, Felipe's always making me laugh. The guys, hey, Felipe, if you're going to tell our group one of your videos to go watch that sums up you in one video, which one would it be? You didn't put your link. Put us a link real quick. Oh, you did up here? Okay. I don't know why I don't see it. Let me just see real quick. $17,000 and flying. All right. We're going to share this. Copying that. Just copied that. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Let's see if that's it. You kind of quit. Yeah, you haven't been as active. Yeah, you were going live a whole lot. Oh, they don't allow? Well, I just put one in there. Okay, so maybe they could do for me. Vicky, check that and see if it works. Well, you have a lot going on with everything. I've done a bunch of fun little gospel things lately, and just the idea of using the interval of the sixth. That's been one of the late things I did from a beginning side of things. live? Let me make sure we're live. Okay. Yeah, man. Well, let's definitely catch up soon. I'm excited. Yeah, I saw where you went live this morning, and I was driving to work, and as soon as I clicked on it to listen to it, you had already jumped off. So you were on like 20 minutes maybe. I tried to find you. Hey, man. Sounds good. Well, I'm proud of you. Been thinking about you with all this stuff you have going on, and I know it's going to be awesome. So let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next video. And it pays. See you, Philippe. See you, Vicky. Y'all are awesome.